Ní héanaí tora ciniúnach bheith nán. I mína sauna 1957, chas cethir buil de éana gníomhach sear a bhíse le chéile ag taxábháilte Garda Siochana ag Éideann Tobair chun mínach olabhú.
I was looking at the explosives and all like that, and I was admiring the condition of it like then. It was first class like then. It looked like something freshly out of the factory. And I examined the 2 alarm clocks. And I says to Paul Smith, Lord of Mercy, Paul, I don't think you should use them. I don't trust them. I wouldn't feel safe with them, like, you know. And there was a remark passed like then, was I nervous or what, like there then, you know. But that's neither here nor there anyhow, like then. So I was gathering up my few little bits and pieces anyhow, and I was terribly disappointed I wasn't going on the operation. And I was saying good night to the lads and wishing them a safe trip and all. And the last words that Paddy Parrell was singing, Éireann, my own lovely land, Éireann, my own farewell. They were the last words Paddy said to me, and they're going out the door. And sure, that night later on, then we heard the blast like there then, you know.
An dulles seach go Christmas glen an de coolamar gá phléas gán, agus las an spéir sós. Fuair mar go raibh bhí cúigar marmh agus bertacha óla garman, má cardide héan Paddy go Paráil. Wahí mé crús I macrí ag an lá sin. Bhí fearg mór an taréis an rud a hála, ach bhí me dainean I me intine leanúint a raig leis an trid.
Bua Éideann Tobair an tobaiste éonar bevesa le línan eachtais. Cé gur chuoin slóite mór in na fearmhardamh, ba léir gur a bheith túram formhór an phobal go raibh sí tar éis bása áil in Aisce.
We had no way at that time of harnessing the public except by doing things and expecting them to support us. From a standing start, to start a guerrilla war, if you like, or guerrilla activity at least in Northern Ireland, and expect the people unhesitatingly to accept it. It was too big a leap, and it didn't happen. We hadn't the right to expect it, really.
Well, as you may hear a caster or mucher well first or ghoul wish to attack you doing you. I guess as the Kriege Tassigam Shaw Huggelamaran Nakro Dushin Ticha Ogin your freeze fell first ya. Could you lend a pendler? I guess near Krashmere Leo grown a dini or ghoul.
And if the 26th county government had not stepped in, and, to use the expression of the young fighting men who did go to the 6 counties, had not stabbed them in the back, then who knows? The only fault that I would find with the campaign of the IRA in the 6 counties was that it failed.
I think the ordinary man in the street in the north wasn't interested at the time. They saw it as something from the south of Ireland that was imposing on the north.
If we were a brew, agus a brew, near Honig on na gunny láidir, agus an tralaf, trom láidir, a hasty wing, agus a vida chacht as Veracá, near Honig sin, Harishin, the hep an arrogant as Veracá.
We were always expecting more stuff from America. We were always expecting better stuff. We were always looking for bazookas, which would have been a hell of an improvement on what we had, particularly in terms of attacking fixed positions like barracks. A bit like Hitler in the last days of the Reich, you know. He was always looking for these wonder weapons that are going to change the war. And eventually we did get bazookas. They didn't work.
I mína saona 1961, bhunaigh an tara dlí agus cuirt Charles Haughey, cuairte na mílete ghear téirmí fada príosúin óglaigh go gabhach. Hí an IRA nach rá an dara ráha acab. The chorú tarrant siar an górach nó scrisfi iad go thomláin. Mí fiara 1962, d'ordaigh Corlan aram deire leis a górach. Churfaí na haram I deisce, go fóil.
Fias agin ag an am sin grómuid I láthair na stara. Bhí an taram le chéile. Bhí na haram sláán agin agus mar sinne. Agus fias agin in our nintin. Go deochach siamh níos fearr go mbeadh na coinéalacha an talla níos fórstaí chun tríde chur suas. Agus is amhlaí a tharla in éireann na dála.
The Irish resistance movement renews its pledge to eternal hostility to the British forces of occupation in Ireland. It calls on the Irish people for increased support and looks forward with confidence to a period of consolidation, expansion and preparation for the final and victorious phase of the struggle for the full freedom of Ireland. Tar éis 5 bliana de ionsaithe, líocháin agus búmáil, bhí an IRA tar éis séisir ball gan RUC a Warú. Chail siad hain 8 óglach an chuid is mó acab de bhar timpistí. Ach cégur buach ar an IRA go mílete, ní rá London baile clia nó Stormont tar éis goling lech leis na cúisina taobh hir de achtas an IRA.
We had too many morals. As I said before, we couldn't win a war. We had too many scruples. Terrible things happened in the 70s and 80s. Awful things happened that no way could I, or I suppose anybody else, condone. But I do understand. I do understand why they happened. I personally, I couldn't have anything to do with them or approve in any kind of way. But I do understand exactly why they happened.
If I were asked the question, all that has happened in the last 30 years, since 1969, to now, has it been worth it? I'd have to say no, it hasn't. I don't think so. I think too many people died. Too many people died needlessly. There were too many innocent people killed in the whole struggle. And it's very hard to justify it in terms of what has been now achieved. I think people are more realistic now. And they are, I think generally speaking, prepared to settle for less than we would have settled for in our time, or an earlier generation would have settled for either. It's been a very painful, very sore learning experience for the whole society, North and South. Particularly for the North.
Stímárach an seo RTG ceart til a fáisnis gon scá aonghíb sever ach sálacha teachagaí agus muid breanúir cechaile le John Gilligan saibhras fiú 60 milliún na dhéana agus an chlár seo casúil na corpaí is severí sa tír seo agus bistra tír an chuí uain siad stad sa machmór milliúnaí chuid acu robal smuglal drogaí agus goid gunaí agus muid díirsteach Gilligan ach go háirithe snímárach ar sever ach sálach ag deachlog agus ní stearnaíses snímárach an dhéis ar fíorscéal chlár fáisnis an daoine a olumnín dúhár coga a sin teacht chugaí ag leabhar his i